Welcome back to my channel. The wrestling world has been turned completely upside down after the explosive revelation that shook the foundation of everything fans thought they knew about Survivor Series, and now the Tribal Chief has finally broken his silence. Roman Reigns, the undisputed leader of the Bloodline, the head of the table, the man who has ruled WWE with an iron grip for years, has responded publicly after Jon Moxley's stunning admission that he was the mastermind behind the devastating betrayal that cost Roman everything on one of WWE's biggest stages. For weeks, speculation ran wild as fans and commentators alike tried to piece together what really happened on that chaotic night. Rumors pointed in every direction, conspiracies grew deeper by the day, and the WWE Universe was left demanding answers. Now those answers have finally come, and with them, a chilling promise of revenge from a man who does not forgive and never forget. From the moment Moxley's confession aired, the atmosphere in the wrestling world changed instantly. Social media erupted, locker rooms buzzed with disbelief, and even the most seasoned veterans were left speechless. Jon Moxley, a man known for his unpredictability, his violent edge, and his refusal to bow to anyone, admitted that he orchestrated the betrayal that blindsided Roman Reigns at Survivor Series. According to Moxley, it was never about the bloodline, never about championships, and never about brand loyalty. It was personal. He claimed that Roman's rise, his dominance, and the empire he built had come at the expense of everyone else, and he decided that it was time for the Tribal Chief to finally feel what it was like to lose control. Moxley stated that he waited patiently for the perfect moment, studied the bloodline's every move, and struck when Roman was most vulnerable, sending shockwaves through the entire industry. The confession alone would have been enough to dominate headlines for weeks, but what followed was even more intense. Roman Reigns responded not with panic, not with denial, but with cold, calculated fury. Appearing in front of the WWE Universe with a storm in his eyes and the bloodline standing silently behind him, Roman delivered one of the most chilling messages of his entire career. He acknowledged Moxley's confession without hesitation, confirming that he had suspected the truth long before it was made public. Roman declared that betrayal is the ultimate sin in his world, and that Moxley had just signed his own fate. With a steady voice and unwavering confidence, the Tribal Chief vowed that there would be consequences, not just for Moxley himself, but for anyone who ever thinks about turning their back on the bloodline again. Roman made it clear that Survivor Series was not the end of the story, it was only the beginning. He spoke about respect, loyalty, and power, reminding the entire WWE Universe that everything runs through him and that no one escapes his reach forever. As Roman spoke, the tension in the arena was unbearable. Fans could feel that this was not simply another rivalry or storyline. This was something deeper, something more personal than anything Roman had dealt with in years. He stated that Moxley didn't just cost him a match, he cost him honor, reputation, and the balance he had carefully built within the bloodline. That, according to Roman, was unforgivable. He promised that Moxley would not be able to hide behind contracts, other promotions, or distance. The Tribal Chief claimed that when he decides to collect, there is nowhere left to run. This vow of revenge instantly reignited one of the most intense potential rivalries WWE has seen in a very long time, and fans are already calling it a collision of two of the most dangerous minds in modern wrestling. Meanwhile, reactions from the locker room have been just as dramatic. Some superstars have expressed sympathy for Roman, acknowledging how brutal the betrayal truly was. Others, however, have quietly admitted that Moxley's words carry a dangerous truth about Roman's reign of dominance. For years, Roman Reigns has sat at the head of the table, demanding loyalty and submission from everyone around him. Many have benefited from the bloodline's power, but many others have suffered under its shadow. Moxley's confession has reopened old wounds and reignited debates about whether Roman's empire was built on respect or fear. Despite all of this, Roman Reigns appears unshaken in his conviction. To him, perception does not matter. Results do. He made it very clear that his legacy will not be defined by the actions of a bitter rival, but by the destruction he brings in response. Roman's message to Moxley was direct and unapologetic. You wanted my attention. Now you have it, and you will regret the day you ever crossed my path. As this confrontation continues to unfold, fans are now left speculating on what comes next. Will Moxley appear on WWE programming to confront Roman face-to-face? Will the Bloodline retaliate first? Or will Roman take matters into his own hands in the most explosive way possible? Every possibility feels dangerous, unpredictable, and monumental. The idea of Roman Reigns and Jon Moxley colliding once again has set the wrestling world on fire, not just because of their history, but because of who they have become. Both men are battle-hardened, ruthless, and driven by something far beyond championships. For Roman, it is about preserving his throne and proving that no one can undermine his authority. For Moxley, it is about tearing down what he sees as a false empire built on manipulation and control. This is not just a fight for dominance. It is a clash of ideologies, of pride, and of personal vendettas that have been simmering beneath the surface for years. Roman also took a moment during his response to address the WWE Universe directly, reminding them that loyalty is the cornerstone of everything he stands for. He said that those who remain faithful to the bloodline will continue to prosper, but those who choose to betray it will be erased. The message was unmistakable. This was not just aimed at Moxley, but at every superstar who has ever thought about stepping out of line. The tribal chief wants the entire industry to understand that he is watching, always calculating, always planning his next move. As the show went off the air, the camera lingered on Roman's face, a face filled not with rage, but with quiet certainty. That look alone sent chills through the WWE Universe because it was the same look Roman had before dismantling some of the biggest names in the business. The fallout from Moxley's confession and Roman's response is already beginning to reshape the WWE landscape. Alliances are shifting, tensions are rising, and every week feels more unpredictable than the last. Fans are debating whether Roman's reign of terror is nearing its end or if this betrayal will only strengthen his grip on power. What is certain is that the road ahead is going to be violent, emotional, and unforgettable. Survivor Series may have been the night everything changed, but the war that follows could redefine the future of WWE itself. Roman Reigns has made his intentions clear. He is not seeking apologies, he is not seeking explanations, and he is not interested in words. He wants action, and when the tribal chief wants action, history has shown that nothing and no one is safe. Jon Moxley may have exposed the truth behind the betrayal, but in doing so, he has awakened something far more dangerous than he anticipated. The only question that remains is not if